y'all. So today's video is going to be my first Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. This look doesn't even have to be a Valentine's Day makeup look. This could just be a romantic date night makeup look as well. I wanted to do something with rose gold because rose gold is one of my favorite colors ever. Like that dusty kind of pinky rose gold kind of color. So anyways, so I wanted to do that, and then I wanted to keep it kind of soft and romantic and easy, like just a few steps. So I just put colors in the crease, a pink champagne color all over the lid, and I left the lower lash line open. That way, you know, my eyes look a little bit brighter and kind of more fresh and awake. And I also paired it up with a dark lip. Now, if a dark lip is not for you for Valentine's Day, girl, go ahead and skip it and just put on some nude gloss. That's what I would probably do. But I figured putting on a darker, vampier lip, it would accentuate the purples and the like darker maroon colors that are going on in the crease and kind of draw it all in and tie it all in together. So the liquid lipstick that I have on today is an LA Splash liquid lipstick. It's one of the lip Coutures, and this is in the shade Malevolent. And as you can probably see, it's really patchy, and I applied a lip liner under it. So I don't know, these aren't my favorite liquid lipsticks. They're very drying, and the darker shades are really patchy, so I'm not a big fan of those. So anyways, happy Valentine's Day, even though this is like 2 or 3 weeks early. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me more comments down below, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!
You guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is prime my lids, and today I am using my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NC45, and I'm using a Sigma P82 angled brush to apply it. Next, I'm going in with a Colourpop eyeshadow, and I'm taking the shade Mittens, and I'm taking this on one of the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow brushes that have come out of the palette. I'm just working this into my crease in windshield wiper motions. Then I am going to take Buttery out of the Self-Made palette and pop that onto my brow bone as a highlight, and I'm using an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush to apply this. Then I'm going to go in with Harvest Brown. This is a Coastal Scents eyeshadow. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows, like, of life. I used to use this all the time, and I'm applying this with the Sigma E25 blending brush right above where we applied Mittens, just to use that to blend it out. Then I'm going to go in with another Sigma E25 blending brush and use the shade Elysees by Sigma and pop this right into my crease, and I'm putting this directly into the socket of my crease, and I'm just using this shade to darken and deepen the crease and to help blend out with Mittens and everything like that, so it just adds the right amount of definition. Next, I'm going to go in with City Color Cosmetics. This is one of their cream shadows, and this is in the shade Rose Gold. I'm using this with a Sigma E58 cream color brush, and I'm just packing this color all over my lid, and I'm kind of cutting out the crease a little bit. So I'm taking this all the way from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner and just continuing to pack this on. Then I go back into the Self-Made palette and take the shade Pink Champagne, and I'm using this on a MAC 242, I believe. The number is worn off. I think it's a 242. It's just a really flat synthetic brush, and I'm just putting this all over my lid just to give it a more foiled look and to set that cream eyeshadow, because if I just use the cream eyeshadow, it'll crease on my eyelids because my eyelids are really creasy. So next I'm going to go in with a Sigma Detailed Concealer brush. This is an F71, and I'm just using this because it's really small and precise, and I'm using that to blend out that Pink Champagne eyeshadow color, so that way it blends together. Then I use Eclipse by Sigma, and I use that to tightline my upper lash line just because I'm not applying eyeliner on my actual lid, so I use this just to make sure there's color. For lashes, I am using the style this is Starlet by House of Lashes. It's pretty much the same as the Cocoa lashes in the style Boxy, but my lashes were messed up, like, let me tell you now. So if you notice that in the intro, don't judge me. So for face, I'm priming my skin with my Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. This is my favorite primer from the drugstore, so I just focus that mainly into my cheek areas, and then I smooth it all over the rest of my face just to create an even barrier. For foundation, I'm using my NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation in the shade Trinidad, and I just blend this out with my beauty blender. This foundation is pretty liquidy, so I find that blending it out, I blend it out best with the beauty blender as opposed to using brushes. So I just go ahead and buff that all in, and then I'm going to go ahead and highlight, and today I'm using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Fawn. And whenever I want kind of like a more bright, kind of like boom out there type of highlight, I like to use my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Fawn because it's just really accentuates all of my high points of my features. Then I go right back in and just blend it all out with my beauty blender, as I've mentioned in just about every single other video that I've done. I do use my beauty blender wet. I have had someone ask me. I use mine wet personally, but if you like it damp, you can use it damp by all means. But just applying it with, or applying my concealer and blending my concealer out with this damp beauty blender, I find that it just works a little bit best. So just go ahead and blend, 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 blend. And then I'm going to go ahead and set all of that concealer. And today I'm using my Sephora Bright Set Loose Setting Powder in the shade Bright, I think it is, or Banana or something like that. And I'm just using a Sigma tapered highlighter brush. This is the F45 highlighter brush by Sigma. And then I go in and contour, and I'm using my Nikki Garrett contouring palette in the color Dark. And I'm using a Real Techniques contouring brush just because I haven't used this brush in a long time. And this brush is a little bit more firm and a little bit more dense, so it gives me a really sharp and defined contour line. So then I go in and contour my nose because I can't do a look without contouring my nose, like literally. And I'm using my Sigma E39 Buff and Blend eyeshadow brush just to blend out my contour line and to make sure my nose is on a flake. So for blush, I'm using this black Radiance blush in the shade Wild Berry. And as you can see, it's very pigmented. I even use a dual fiber brush, and I tapped off the excess, and this still came off like super duper intense. So I just had to wipe it on the back of my hand and like to get some of the excess product out, and then I went back in and just buffed and blended all of the blush out because I look like I was from the 80s. On top of that, I went in with my same damp beauty blender, and I just used that to kind of go over the blush a little bit, but not too much. So for highlighter, I'm using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Redhead. This is discontinued. This is very, very, very old, and I'm just using this because it's kind of like a pink champagne, plus it has some of the golden tones in it, so I just use this to highlight with a Sigma concealer brush, and then I go on with a smaller detailed concealer brush by Sigma and use that to highlight down the bridge of my nose and also the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. So moving back up to the eyes, I just applied mascara and I use my Jordana Blush Lash Extreme. Then I use this Pixi Pigment Favorite stack that I got from Target for about $4 or $5, I believe. I use that top shade. It's kind of like a frosty white shade, and I pop that into the inner corner. And then I'm going to move on to lips. And for lips, I am using my Jordana Best or Easy Liner for lips in the shade Cabernet. And when I mentioned to you guys earlier that I did apply a lip liner, I am lining my lips, but I also do go ahead and fill them in slightly, just leaving the middle portion open, just because I don't like to fill them completely in. But when I work with darker colors, I like to go ahead and line my lips as a base first, and then I go in with my LA Splash liquid lipstick in the shade Malevolent, and this is just a really dark berry kind of wine color, and I just placed that into my lips, and it just wasn't very opaque. I don't like it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the first Valentine's Day makeup tutorial, so I hope you guys loved it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Bye.
Gon' try to change your mind about it. Gon' tell you things you don't wanna hear, but we good. They talk about it, they talk about it. But they don't let me so full of my bitches in the club. And I know they know about each other. I think these bitches tryna set me up. Baby, I'm just paranoid.